Hey YouTube! You know, I've had quite the fun reviewing Transformers recently. It seems that's 90% of my YouTube channel. But today I felt like a change. I feel like reviewing something Power Ranger related. I could do a Megazord. I have quite a few. I could do 5-inch figures. I still have more of those to go through. I could do the 4-inch figures. I could upload that video. Nah, I feel like something more fancy. I feel like something high-end. Something like this right here. This is SH Figuarts Red Hawk box. Let's try zooming in a bit. So, to the uninitiated, the SH Figuarts line is essentially the high-end toy line for most tokusatsu shows. Sentai, Kamen Rider, Riderman. No, sorry, Riderman's Kamen Rider. I'm trying to think of. There are a lot of shows that this is the high-end, expensive toy line. And before we get started, I'd like to throw a shout-out to a guy I know on Twitter, Computron34, for selling this to me pretty cheaply. Thank you. You rock. Oop. You rock, dude. You should check out his Twitter. I'll probably put a link in the description. So here's the package. You got a nice picture of Red Hawk there. The name, Chojin Sentai Jetman Red Hawk, SH Figuarts. A little blurb about what SH Figuarts is. New standard figure series that incorporates the Bandai action figure art under the theme Pursuing Character Expression Through Humanoid Action. And then you got little kanji there. And then you got Jetman's logo, sort of. It's the bird, and I'm pretty sure that says Chojin Sentai Jetman. Right there, you got a warning. This is not a child's toy. As you can see under the warning, it says, choking hazard, small parts, not for children under 3 years. This is an adult collectible. It's for ages 15 and up, I guess. If your legal age in Japan is 14, 15 and up is considered an adult. And you got your Bandai, Tamashi logo, and your Toei logo. And this packaging was pretty much designed for anybody who can speak English. So, on the top, you got, might as well zoom back out, Chojin Sentai Jetman Red Hawk. And on the back, you got your obligatory product shots. So, SH Figuarts, simple style and heroic action. The light's shining in, so it's going to be hard to see. But here it says, movable. Superior articulation enables a wide range of movement to allow for recreation of iconic poses and intense fighting scenes. So you got that. Optional parts. It just gives you a picture of all the stuff in the box, or at least some of it, all the weapons he has. You can see a photo here, nice photo, of Red Hawk firing his bird blaster. Yes, that is the name. They weren't very creative with names back in '92. Sculpt. Action figures have been sculpted in faithful and elegantly aesthetic proportion, which is a benefit to the toy. And then there's another picture of Red Hawk, and there's a little blurb or bio of his character, Tendo Ryu. Speaking, I guess, about the name, from what I've seen, as Jetman was the most recent Sentai I've watched, when speaking, the Japanese like to use the last name first. So I'll just try and zoom in on little bio, see if you can almost read it. Not worth it. But it says, zooming out completely, it says Ryu Tendo is an elite Skyforce officer who was successfully exposed to Bordonic waves and established as the first Jetman, Red Hawk. After his fellow J Project candidate and love interest, Ray, is apparently killed and attacked by Vyram, an outer dimensional organization bent on total domination, Ryu Tendo vows to defend our dimension against the evil threat. So you get your bio on him. And yes, he is essentially the standard red leader. Given there's a bit more character development there later in the season. For some reason he likes warm milk with no sugar as opposed to alcohol. Not really explained, but yeah, he is the leader. And we're going to get this out of the way. I'm not going to throw this. I'm not going to throw it. And bring it in, move my camera a bit. Here we have Red Hawk in figure art form. And I love figure arts, I have to say. Just the amount of detail that went into this mold to make it as show accurate as possible is something that I just love. So we're going to talk molding first. Everything is here. The whole wrinkles in his helmet to make it look actually like a bird head. The eyes, which look more owl to me, but hey, there was yellow owl in the team as well. The little beak here, nicely painted in yellow. A nice black visor and the yellow and white accents, along with your silver mouthpiece and bucktooth mouth plate, I guess. Here we have the Jetman's iconic shoulder garment. Nicely molded, nicely detailed. It is soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. Yeah. Come to the chest, the white with the red. Everything's here. There's nothing missing from this suit design. You got your silver buckle here, which, let me find a picture of it. Right there. Nice silver, goes all the way around to the back. He even got the belt clip molded in. Excuse me. Which is something not everybody does. Again, love the attention to detail here. He's got a butt peg. Don't know why. Hips. All the colorings here. You got your white down to the yellow and the red on the boots, and even the black on the bottom of the heels. And on the back, all the colorings continued. And this is just a lovely piece. Now, I'll talk about articulation in a minute. First, we're going to get to his accessories. So, might as well show you opening the box. You can see his hands there. He comes with 10 hands. He's got on the punchy fists. He also comes with, you got, how do I see? First up here, you got gun holding hands. Right up here. You got flying pose hands. Then you got your sword holding hands. And then you got your iconic pose hands. Up here you have the, name escapes me, but the combination of the Bird Blaster and the Bringer Sword. Somebody leave in the comments what its name is, I can't remember. Even though I said Jetman is my most recently watched Sentai, it's been a few months. So. And then you got an optional part right here for the wing gauntlet. And this packaging was very unusual to me when I first got a figure art. You can see it's a double layered plastic, so you have to pop it open. Like so, at 4 corners. Like so. You can see top level, bottom level, flight hands. I'll get to using these hands in a minute when I talk accessories and posing, I guess. But yeah, move that out of the way. I might as well talk about articulation now. This is the closest you're ever going to come on a figure to human level articulation. It's insane the amount of posing you can do with this guy. First off, the head is on 2 joints. It's a joint at the base of the neck. I'm spitting on my camera. And a joint at the top of the neck. So you have this motion, 360, and then this neck motion. Wide variety of poses you can do with just this neck alone. And you can bob up and down. He can even look like he's flying. He can look at you weirdly. I love playing with that neck joint. Shoulders are on this kind of joint. I'm not sure what kind it is, but you got your inner cut here, which then the shoulder pegs into and moves freely. You can see the joint right there. These aren't terrible. I've seen people complain about this kind of shoulder joint. In my opinion, it works with the sculpt here, and the shoulder garment kind of takes away from this looking too exposed. So that looks good. So you can get full range of motion on the shoulder. Of course, the garment is a bit hindering, but who cares? You can get all the poses you want to out of your Red Hawk. And you do get a shoulder swivel to make up for having no bicep swivel. I found on Sentai figure arts there's no bicep swivel. On Kamen Rider figure arts there are bicep swivels, and I will talk about that eventually when I get around to a Kamen Rider figure art review. Elbow, nicely double jointed. This is what I'm talking about. This is like human level elbow movement. This is just beyond impressive. Although the exposed joint isn't nice, you kind of have to compensate a bit for the amount of articulation you get. So, even doing something as simple as, say, this pose right here, he looks like he's ready to fight. And that just, even a boring pose like that looks impressive on a figure art. Continuing, wrist is on a ball joint, and as such you can pop it off. You can see there's the ball joint right there. I recommend only popping off like this. If you just try and do that, you're going to break this joint. It's a very small ball joint. There's a high probability you're going to break it. And that's about his arm. That's just all the posability in his arm. You got 2 joints at the torso, an upper joint here and a lower joint down here. So you can do all kinds of motion and all kinds of bending. You can even do things like this. I don't know why you want to. You have that option. Come to the hips, and this is where figure arts get a bit weird. As you can see, there's nice range of motion on the hips, but there's also this thing. It's on a hinge in there. Get out of the way. There's on a hinge in there. So if you need even more range, you can do things like, and it's a ball joint, so you're gonna probably pop it off quite a bit. Don't worry, it's not broken. Let's see. If your leg is just in this motion, or position, sorry, you can get about there. And when you extend it on the hinge, you can get all the way around. So very nice, but weird. hips, knees, again double jointed. Again, human level of knee motion. I wish I could bend my knee that far. I'm not that flexible. And you can see they've even thought of extending this little piece to make it look more fluid. Yeah, more fluid. So you got that. No thigh swivel, which is unfortunate because it looks like you could have cut right under the yellow line there for a thigh swivel. Nothing here, and then you got a ball joint at the ankle, so you can get all kinds of twisting ankle positions. You can go in and out, completely rotate if you want to break his foot. You can go forwards and backwards very nicely. And you have a toe joint. Don't know why you would want a toe joint, but you have it if you need it. And now we're going to talk accessories, which adds even more fun. He's kind of hard to pose, I'll admit. I keep my figure arts in the boxes because I don't have a place to put them specifically for them. So, posing doesn't matter to me. First off, you have his iconic wing pack. As you can see, very nicely molded, very nicely detailed. You can hear the raised edges as I hit it. It is soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. And it attaches in a very interesting way. You come to the back of the figure and you get your thumb under the joint here, and you just, don't worry, you're not breaking it, you pop this off. So you can see the inner workings of the shoulder joints and all the other stuff, and then you just simply attach right back on, like so. And there you have him in flight. So I'll just I'll take the hands off. I might as well, just for the sake of posing, just because I want to show you guys everything there is about this figure, and attach the karate chop hands, which you could technically use for a fight as well if you wanted to have him karate chop somebody in the head. But no, they're flight pose hands. Ryu never fought with karate chops. He always fought with his fists and his feet. So there you have him in his iconic flight pose. From which is awesome. Leave that on for now. Take out his hand because we're going to deal with the next accessory, the wing gauntlet. Looking at this here, very nicely molded. The amount of small detail on it is pretty baffling. You got your Jetman logo there, all the lines, all the knobs. This red piece is removable, like so. If you want to use the winged variant, I can't remember which one was used for which, but I assume the winged variant over there is used for the attack, like when he attacks. One unfortunate thing of this is these little wires. This one has snapped off. It was that way out of the package. I'm going to glue it back on. It doesn't matter. But just so you know, these are very thin, so watch out for these. And this is molded specifically for his right arm. So we attach it just at the ball joint. If I can get it. There we go. And there you have him using his winged gauntlet, which again looks amazing. You come down for a punch, come down for just a chop, I guess. And this doesn't interfere with articulation at all. You can still get the wrist swivel quite a bit. There's not as much bend because you got this piece here, but you can still get ready to strike somebody. And just even a boring pose like that looks amazing. I can't convey in words how much I love the posability on this guy. Top notch. Take this off. I'm gonna take this one off. We're gonna get to his weapons. Bringing in a gun holding hand. And I might as well bring in a sword holding hand. If I can... I guess my only complaint really would be these hands. I would so love an articulated hand instead of just popping off hands. I think that'd be a lot easier, but hey, that's just my opinion. So here we have the holster of the Bird Blaster. This is just removable by this little peg here. You can just peg it in like so, and then raise the camera, unfortunately. But here you have your Bird Blaster. Again, very nicely molded. There's some texture to the black handle. There's a sculpted red trigger. All the colors for Jetman, the red, the black, the yellow, the pink, the blue. Well, it's white, but it's supposed to represent blue owl, I think. No, blue condor. No, fuck, nah, man. Red Hawk, black condor, yellow owl, blue swan. There is her name, Blue Swan. And you can see the molded pistols. It's molded to look like a bird head, which is very nice. And it just goes in his hand like so. And his sculpted trigger finger. So you can, say, pull off some gunman poses. Try and do something. I'm not good with gunman poses. So that's as good as you're going to get. And here we have his other weapon, the Bringer Sword. It's very nice. One word of caution, if you ever buy this figure, don't play with the sword a lot. As you can see it flopping, it's not soft plastic. It is hard plastic, but it is really thin. So it has a high probability of breaking. And here it is in storage. Again, just pop it onto his waist, like so. And there you can have him ready to go. The one thing I didn't get about the Jetman is how he pulled this out of the hilt. It immediately extends into this position while he's pulling it out of the hilt. That I could never understand. So you get Bringer Sword. Nice silver paint. Love Bandai of Japan silver. Nice red on the hilt with the white, and again some texture on the black. And you just slide it into his hand, crushing his thumb and removing his hand completely. Or you could just do it. It's been a while since I've played with my Red Hawk. Like that. And then attach. And you never use these weapons at the same time, so I'm just going to put away the Bird Blaster. Or it's going to fling off. But here we have him in his more common swordsman pose. Very nice. I do like this sword. Again, I'm not good at weapon poses, so this is about as good as he's going to get. And we have one final thing to go over. And that is the combined mode weapon. Here it is. It's the bringer sword hilt attached to the bird blaster, which opens up a cannon for a more powerful blast. Looks really good. Again, can't remember the name. Oh well, sue me. I'm only an amateur. And it goes into the same sculpted hand, because the base of it is the exact same. So there you have him, I guess, ready for their first final attack. I'll get him looking at the camera. Apparently I like to have my toys shoot at my camera. So there you have him. I believe that's everything. One day I hope to get Black Condor to compare him to this guy. And I really hope they make Yellow Owl, Blue Swan, and Pink Swallow. Final thought, should you pick up this guy? If you're a fan of Jetman, definitely. This is a must-have. I quite enjoyed the show. Love the theme song. I love the suit design. The only thing I could say is the proportions are a bit weird for a regular human. As we know, Ryutendo was a bit more muscular than this suit lends itself to. So this isn't completely accurate to him if he were wearing it. Of course they have stunt doubles or suit doubles, which are probably thinner than this, but just the just right here, this ab section is the only thing that could have done with a bit of bulking out. Other than that, this is a lovely toy, a fantastic sculpt, and just another one chucked out by the SHF Figure Arts line. If you collect figure arts, you should already have him. If you don't already, go buy him. He's awesome. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.